In the last video, we talked a lot about continuous functions, so now we're going to look at the other side of that. Discontinuous functions. The only thing a discontinuous function is it's not continuous. And there are going to be 3 different ways that we can have a function be not continuous. The first of these states that the limit is x approaches x0 of f of x and f of x0 both exist but are different. A good example to demonstrate that is essentially something that has a hole, and then at that point we would have something down here. So this is discontinuous based on this definition, and this is called a removable discontinuity. Essentially what that means is I could redefine one point and make this thing continuous. So it is possible to remove this with just redefining one point. The next thing would be that the number f of x0 just doesn't exist. That could look something like this, where this number here is just a horizontal asymptote. And this would be a type of discontinuous function. We actually just cannot define our function at a certain point. The final way for something to be discontinuous is if the limit actually just doesn't exist. An example there would look something like this. We have this piecewise function, and this is called a jump discontinuity. Essentially what a jump discontinuity says is that while the right and the left limits both exist, they are not equal. So now that we've talked about the different kinds of discontinuity, let's look at some examples. Here I have the function f of x is equal to x cubed when x is not equal to 4 and 0 when x is equal to 4. So if I were to try to graph this, it would look something like this. And we can see that this is discontinuous. In fact, this is going to be a removable discontinuity, because if I just redefined 4 to be 64, it would then be continuous. Another example, let's look at the graph of sine x over x. Sine x over x is also a removable discontinuity because this thing just isn't defined at all at the point 0. But the graph does look something like this. So this is also a removable discontinuity, because in this case the function value just doesn't exist.